Hey everyone, today I'm going to be talking about the Blue Yeti. The Blue Yeti is a really popular USB microphone, which is one of the most popular microphones which is used for YouTube content creation. The Blue Yeti, which I have one here, can be bought for around $140, or typically now it's been on sale for $100 for a while now. Today I'm going to be talking about whether or not I think it is worth it to buy the Blue Yeti, or if you should buy one of Blue's cheaper microphones such as the Blue Snowball. This can be bought for around $25 and is another one of the most popular USB microphones used for YouTube content creation. I won't be covering it in today's video, but this microphone right here, the Blue Ember, is my main microphone which I use for YouTube videos and voiceovers. I think it's really good. It can be bought for around $100. It's actually, they stopped making it, so it's around $40 now, so it's a pretty good deal. One thing that immediately sticks out to me about the Blue Yeti is the build quality and what it comes with. When you purchase this microphone, you get the microphone itself, it comes with a stand, and you also get a USB cable. One thing to note about this microphone and its stand is that there is a microphone threaded mount on the bottom of it here, which means you can put it on a microphone stand or a boom arm, but the base does not come off easily. It does just screw off with these two knobs on the side, but especially putting it back on can be very difficult. Now this video is not about the Blue Snowball, but I figured I'd mention it. When you buy the Blue Snowball, you get the microphone, a little tripod stand, which is not that great. It's not that tall either. But what I do like about the Blue Snowball is that the tripod mount comes off really easily. You just unscrew it. And where you unscrewed it from is a normal microphone stand thread, which means it's really easy to put this on a boom arm or a mic stand. Now back to the Blue Yeti. For connecting it to your computer, it does it over USB, not XLR. And unfortunately, it does use a mini USB connector, which I find they break easily. I prefer a USB-B connector if it has to be through USB, but the mini USB does work fine for this microphone. It still has good audio quality, but if you're unplugging it and plugging it in a lot, I would be careful. There's also a headphone jack on the bottom, which can be nice if you want to listen to your computer without having to run a separate cord to your computer. And you can also monitor the microphone through that port without needing fancy software to do it, which can be nice if you want to make sure you're not too loud or too quiet. On the front of the microphone, there is a mute button, which can be nice if you just want to quickly mute your microphone, make sure no one's listening. And there's also a headphone volume knob here. This does not control the volume of the microphone itself, it controls the volume of the headphones if you're using the port on the bottom. Now on the back of the microphone, on the top there's a gain knob. That's used for adjusting the volume of the microphone itself. And what I find really cool about this microphone is below the gain knob, you have a pattern knob. This is used for changing the pickup pattern of the microphone, and that can be really nice for if you just want it to pick up right in front of the microphone, in front and in back of the microphone, a mix of both of that, or all around the microphone. It's really nice that you're able to change that. So in terms of build quality, I think that the quality of this microphone is really nice. It's pretty heavy, which can be annoying if you're trying to move it or mount it on something, but it feels really sturdy and I don't think that it will break easily. I also really like how this looks. They make it in a couple different colors. I opted for the black one. I think that this looks really nice. It's really clean. It doesn't look fake or really cheap. It looks really professional and I really like how it looks. Now let's get into an audio test. The next section of this video is going to be recorded directly through the Blue Yeti microphone. It is connected to my laptop and it is being recorded through Audacity. Right now I have the pickup pattern on the cardioid pickup pattern, which is just recording in front of the microphone, which is where I'm speaking into right now. I'm about a couple inches away from it, and I also have the gain set to 0 on this microphone, which means there's no boosting of the signal. I have my recording volume set as -50 on Audacity. The microphone is loud enough as it is, but it might vary based on your computer settings and how your computer handles this microphone. I think that the audio quality sounds really good on this microphone. I really like how simple it is to set up and use, especially for a quick podcast or live stream. It's really easy to use for that. Now quickly, I'm going to change the pickup pattern so that it records in front and in back of the microphone. I now have it set so that it records directly in front and directly in back of this microphone. I'm doing that to point out one thing that I do not like about this microphone, which is how the mute button constantly stays illuminated. I think that when the microphone is muted, it should be red, and when it is unmuted, it should not be anything. But for this microphone, when it's unmuted, it's red, and when it's muted, it will blink between on and off red. This is what that looks like. One thing that I do like though is that when you are muting and unmuting this microphone, there's not a huge clank sound. Here's a demonstration of that. There's definitely a noise, but you cannot prevent that when the button is directly on the microphone. But on other microphones which I have used, if there's a mute button, a lot of times when you click it, there will be a loud boom sound which will get captured in the recording, which is due just to the components of the microphone, but I like how this one makes minimal noise. I now have the microphone's pickup pattern set to record all the way around the microphone. Right now I have the front of the microphone facing me, and I'm going to start rotating it to show how well it picks up. This can be really nice, especially if you have a group of people that you're trying to record with just one microphone. That's why I think that this microphone is pretty good for the average person on YouTube, because you're able to do a lot with it. That's why a lot of people choose this microphone. It's really good, it's going to last, and it has a lot of features which requires you not to buy a lot of different microphones. I now completed the rotation of the microphone, and you can be the judge whether you thought it sounded good or not. So what are my final thoughts on the microphone? I think that it's a really good beginner microphone for the average person who is looking to start YouTube or content creation, or if you just want a good microphone for your computer. I do think that it can be a little overkill for most people, and if you are not willing to spend $100 on a microphone, I'd recommend going for the Blue Snowball. I would recommend getting a separate mount for it, but this alone is $25, and a mount you can probably find for $15, which is all of it together cheaper than the Blue Yeti. But there is a reason why a lot of people, even once they start making a lot of money on YouTube, still stick with the Blue Yeti, and it's because it's a good sounding microphone. It's not too loud, it's not too quiet, it's able to adapt to its environment based on changing the gain level or the pickup pattern of it, and that's why a lot of people use it. So I would recommend it overall, but I don't think that it's for everyone. Eventually, I will make a video covering my Blue Snowball as well as my Blue Ember, which I have behind me. And when I make those videos, that will let you better compare the three microphones against each other. But anyways, that's it for today's video. If you liked it, please like it, and if you didn't like it, dislike it, and leave a comment with your opinions. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye. Blue Yeti review, take 1. Mark rolling.